the T side. This definitely does favor Avez. The fact that they were able to get the knife round, stay on that CT side for the first half, especially playing with the likes of Bialy. Hopefully, they'll be ready and prepared for this. CT side will give them that little bit more of a safer start. Bialy going to be already pressured down towards a ramp. A faster push by Spirit. A nice pullback from Avez, but still, Bialy has to be careful here. Dipping and diving will get taken down. Mere good start. Rotation coming in from Marcos. And with the two players down ramp as well, but a good little trade of the damage already into a 4-on-3 and a great start for Spirit. Kay and Kyler, though, the dynamic duo linking up for the frags. Chopper, though, nice little angle to play with. We'll get one, but Navrot returns. A great start for Avez, a 1-on-2 to play.
And Chopper, let's see if he can chop some limbs off while he can find the first. He's still got a few bullets, and there we go. Chopper again delivering as he finds himself with a great 3K, a hat trick to pull it off. And well, that is going to be worthwhile picking up. A bit unfortunate that Navrot and Kyler go so bloody on the nose there, you know, that they look for that frag. When it is a 1-on-2, they have the bomb control. They had the advantage. They do not need to push into him, yet they do. And yeah, that is going to be a bit of an overcommitment from Avez. And we can see, of course, the reply. Deagles, a scout. It's going to be a full investment, of course, as Spirit have their own plans in mind. This time, Magix will be caught in the cross. A second tag as Chopper falls down to 21 alongside this balance even. This is certainly starting to cause a few issues on the side of Spirit if they have to deal with this any further. There's a chance they could lose a few players quickly, and we all know how good the Deagles can be at any range. And
yeah,
well, we've seen, like you and I have seen so many rounds where the Deagles literally shouldn't have been winning, but they did. That at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Yeah, definitely. With the damage done, at least it gives them a little bit more of an easier side. Again, we're taking these players down, but again, oh boy, SDY gets away with Marcos. Kyler in the flanks as well, being pressured. A simple shutdown for Idis Balance. And oh boy, a 2-on-4 to play with Navrot and Bialy. Sure, they've got 100 health between them. They will be able to play for the side themselves. But again, this is looking a little bit lackluster. A force buy from Spirit seeming like it might be able to pay its dividends. 22 seconds on the clock. Bialy at least in a nice spot, but already has been at least picked up on the info. Mere good return. Navrot final man. The bomb plant will be safe, and well, there it is. Spirit getting themselves the second round. A nice little investment off of the back of that one. Avez down to an eco. Force buy not going to pay dividends this time. And we will see most likely a 3-0 start.
Most likely, indeed. The unfortunate part here for Spirit is that they did lose a few players, so their bank is not going to be as high and mighty as it otherwise could have been. But it is 2-0, as you said, and a 3-0 following suit soon after. Now, we can see that this is going to be a commitment towards a bit of a slower paced performance out of, or play out of Spirit. They want to take this easily, and they want to take this as safely as they can. Make sure that no rifles are sacrificed in vain. Surprising amount of commotion being played towards outside. I'm not sure why exactly they're committing this much this quickly, but Idis Balance now going in and further in towards, yeah, well, there we go, right? K finds himself a frag. That's what that's why I was wondering why he's pushing that deep, why he's going that aggressively without any sort of support around him. Luckily, it's Mir that's going to be closing up any sort of loose holes, loose gaps. And interestingly enough, Mir translates to peace in Slavic languages for the most part, in Russian and Slovenian alike. So, you know, he's definitely not the peaceful man, but his name is still Peace. Interesting little bit of I don't know why I added that. Never mind.
Nice little translation. Yeah, Mir is definitely he is not the peaceful one. That is for certain. With how good that he can rip heads off completely. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's just completely the opposite.
Oh,
maybe it's a juxtaposition.
Hey,
with,
yeah.
With
the yin and yang,
contrast. Right? Yeah, exactly. Spirit though, A-sided take good check of the corner, and well, Was it even any challenge? Apparently not. Spirit just walk out on the A bomb site as cleanly as they would like to. A simple trade, only losing a single man. A 4-on-2, the save for Avez, but a clean start from Spirit already. 4-0 beginnings.
Yeah, and I guess it's a bit of an expected advantage. We did say Spirit coming into this, they have an upper hand. Even with Bialy at the helm for Avez, this still is a performance that, you know, it's going to take a lot out of Avez to be able to contend against Spirit. It's not impossible, like we said, but it is going to take a lot. And to add a little bit on top of that, Mir, he should be named Voina, aka War. You know, maybe for the better part. That would be lovely to see. But, yeah. Spirit, thing is, you and I have had the pleasure of casting Spirit a long time ago already. Well, a long time, 2-3 years ago, when back then there was Spirit Academy that was actually better than the original, well, then the actual main Spirit team. And it's been a squad that we've been watching progress and change throughout the years quite a little bit. And this current iteration, I feel like, is one of the strongest ones we've seen to date from them. And I think quality and performance will speak for itself, of course, with due time. Yet, right now, it's certainly coming true. And it's nice to see them still play. Like, it's nice to see their organization be active and support the scene and try to build up a scene as best they can against overwhelming odds. You know, the CIS region, very competitive, very hard to be on top of it when you have so many great teams performing.
Yeah, Spirit, a name that we've seen obviously for years now in the CS space, but yeah, once upon a time their roster was definitely not as strengthy as it is now. They've had to make quite a few signings just to be able to again remain at that top level. I think picking up Iris Balance and the younger players like Magix and SDY was one of the better decisions that they've made over the past couple of years. Obviously Chopper coming from Vega Squadron, a little bit older than the rest, but he provides. But yeah, again, so far, Pilot get caught off the back end as well. Great start for Spirit, giving them a solid start. 30 seconds on the clock. Bomb will go down fairly simply, unless Bialy rapid sprays through the smoke. Magix handling the flank already, though. Solid start for Spirit. This is a clean one again. The gun round gone for them. Maybe 5-0 by the end of this one, and most likely 6 as well. This is Spirit on a great run already.
They really are, aren't they? And we can see that with Marcos and Bialy looking for a save, that Avez is starting to take the numbers in. They're starting to count their losses a little bit, and it's scary to think that so far out of the 5 rounds, well, yeah, 5 rounds that are being or were played out, they already saved in 2 of them. And if this continues on, sure enough, there will be obviously weapons they can keep on their inventory. But this is a scary precedence being set, that Spirit are so undaunted, unflinching, and absolutely uncompromising in their journey, and there's nothing Aves can do about it. Marcos, she's got the ult, but so far he's only gotten a single frag out of it, and that should tell the story that, you know, Spirit are not to be trifled with. And again, we do see that it is going to be pistols and Kevlar. Let's see if they can make anything out of it, especially with the rifle now on K as well, and Marcos on the op. Ouch.
Yeah, and just rapid entries by Avez, by Spirit. They are giving Avez, like, unfortunately, no room to move. Navrot gets tagged by Iris Balance through the wall. He was shooting at Bialy, but Navrot gets the tag through the wall there. That is, yeah, that is unfortunate to say the least. 4-on-2. Iris Balance.
This is quite the concern starting to rise in the back of my mind, I'll say. I don't want to overhype Spirit. You know, we did kind of pull them in a good light, but I also expected Aves to be perhaps a little bit more, I don't want to say competitive in its full sense, but definitely looking pretty solid, pretty good. And we can see right now that it's a little bit tough taking this loss. You know, it's definitely affecting the players. It's definitely affecting the team with how they're being handled and how difficult it is for them to handle Spirit. The op still on Marcos, as I've said. He's been quiet throughout the start of this game, and hopefully he's going to be able to contend against Ida's balance. But we are going to be having a classical outside take by Spirit. So far, so good. No control being attempted by Avez. They're going to be sticking to their defaults, looking for that A play or that A defense, and of course ramp setup. K holding from hell, just making sure the outside control is covered. Marcos, I believe he's down secret actually, which, yeah, he is. The problem with this position is, well, if you're Fates, if you're MHL, if you're one of those boys, usually you don't have a problem. But if you're not fast enough, if you're not kind of quick enough, you can get caught trying to traverse those corners. So Marcos, he's in a bit of a tough spot if he gets pushed quickly, but he can definitely evade. He can definitely avoid being quickly taken care of. Let's see how it works. Like I said, Marcos, that's the problem, right? He misses the first shot. Now he can't really take the risk of veering off the angles as easy as one would like. Chopper did get tagged though, so at least that's one thing. But K, the weird angle at stairways will be punished as of course, Ida's balance is ready for the take, and it's an A split coming through. Let's see how it works. 2 men on the defense. This has to hold up the standard. Avez desperately needs to survive here, as Mira will be caught. Navrot, does he get checked? Rolly? Yeah. Chopper as well. Simple as that so far, looks like it. Kyler and Marcos, the 2 men left. 3v2. The bomb not going to be planted, at least not immediately, but still SDY. And in the end, it's Marcos left yet again. And what do you really do? You have an op, you have a Kevlar, or excuse me, you have a kit. You can try and work this best you can, but this is going to be very, very hard for them to, or for him to pull it back. And ladies and gents, this has been quite the surprising performance out of Spirit. And as I said, I did expect him to be a bit better, a bit more competitive, but I did not expect him to be this good and this quick about it. So I gotta say, poor Marcos. Not only does he not save again, but he loses the op, and they have the money to rebuy. But like, it's not really gonna matter, I think, at this point. Really, it's just. It's a bit of a harsh reality right now that they're having to deal with, and I hope they can deal with it sooner rather than later. And keep in mind, Nuke, fundamentally it is a CT-sided map, yet still with the new meta changes, with the new everything going around in CS, the economy and all, it does favor the T side once you pick up the pace, once you're able to put your opponents in the dirt effectively. And the CTs are continuously having to resort to pistols and Kevlars. If the T side is playing well, if they're having a good understanding of the counter economy, and of course a good understanding what they'll be facing when it comes down to pistols, it's not impossible to break them. And we can see Magix. Let's see if he can get, of course he's gonna clear the close angle, there's no doubt there. K and Navrot already out and about. Viali trying to be a nuisance, tags onto Magix, doesn't really work it though. Ida's balance, he's quick on his toes, and Marcos, the last man standing, can't do anything. Ladies and gents, this is turning out to be a very one-sided affair. And I believe Kieran is...
I am back.
Yeah, there we go. Thankfully. Hopefully all issues... We're having a few technical issues on our side as well.
Yeah, right.
We apologize about that. You know, I'm having my internet issues. TeamSpeak is sometimes crashing on both of us, so... by the way, production has been amazing. It's all on our side, just to point out, guys.
Not them.
Not them, it's us. So we apologize in advance. But it is going to be another gun round, Kieran. And so far, Spirit is having a field day. They really are having high spirits, as is.
Yeah, they are elevating this game right now. The fact that they've already got the first half in their back pockets, Vez really beginning to just seem to struggle scarily. This is their CT side performance as well, which is, you know, on a map like Nuke, never a good position to be in at this point. Chopper does get narrowly bullet flying past his head. Will do damage onto Marcos, of course, to start of the round, but nothing too crazy for them. Still Avez this time. Will they switch things up? Well, Kyler, he is looking to get aggressive in the back lines, joined by Navrot, as they will be able to, again, just go for that aggro push, see if they can find any information. SDY definitely seems aware of something, at least. But again, with the control that they've got already in the outside positions, with Mid now just venturing up toward the top of Heaven as well, and Chopper down in secret, they are pretty much in the heart of the CT defenses here, and as K does get spotted, he'll be forced back on the retreat. Chopper going to give chase. A great first frag, a second from Navrot. Magic's already dead as well. Better from the side of Avez. Finally, a turn up from them. It's a 4-on-2 though, still not done. Bomb is lost though, so should be the round itself. As Marcos takes down Mir, that might just be it. That should be enough, and Avez, they'll finally get a first round on the board.
Well, it was a long time coming, but at least it does, and that's the important part. Now it's time to find out if they can keep it consecutive, because one of the topics, or one of the conversations we always have is, sure enough, you know, the first round is always going to be one of the hardest to take, but even harder is then the journey to keep it consecutive, to keep it up. You know, at this point at 8-0, 8-1 doesn't really change out the outcome too much. If you lose this, you're back to where you started, maybe even worse for wear afterwards. And let's see if they can go up to, let's say, 5-6 rounds in a row right now and close it out to a single 2-round difference, perhaps. K close to red. It's Marcos that finds the first, and again, Marcos starting to finally wake up as well. His third kill on the map so far, and ooh, Mir has been left to pass. This is a problem. If he gets onto A side by the time that K comes into the flank, this is going to be a disaster spelled out in big. Oh boy, this is a real disaster coming out. Here we go. Navrot will reply at least, but it's still going to be a take of the A site. Marcos and K. The flank this time comes in the right time, and it's Marcos that saves it again. He is not allowing the early performance to get at him, and that is a good sign.
Yeah, perfect so far. Seeming like Avez have at least got themselves that little bit of confidence back. Now, unfortunately for Avez, they're not going to be breaking the economy anytime soon. Spirit having so much cash off of the back of the 8 rounds that they were able to win, so a rebuy, of course, on the cards. A faster play down in toward the vent, straight through the Molotovs. And on they go, down to the B-bomb site already, and Magic's, what an entry. Already guaranteeing the first frag. Mir gets himself a second, the bomb planted. And all it took was a turn of pace for Spirit. Speed things up, down onto the B site. Round is already theirs, and 9 looking like it's already confirmed. A 5-on-3, and Avez looking to save as many weapons as they can, but still. Timing does offset K a little bit, but again, even in a 3-on-2 like this. Ooh.
Oh, wait,
now
wait,
a 2-on-2, wait.
Whoa, yo. This is not over yet. They've got a kit, and K. Unfortunately, Magic's was, well, just
thank
that.
the Lord, Magic stuck around.
Exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, he's like the magic man, right? He's always there when you when you don't need him, or when you need him most, but when you don't need him, you know, he's also going to be there somehow, you know, magic and all. 9-2. That round was a bit of a roller coaster ride. Certainly an unexpected turn of events. One would have thought that the 9 is, well, self-evident. Unfortunately, it wasn't as easy. Still comes at a high price, but Spirit take it. And like we said, consistency is key, and in this case, consistency has dropped a notch. Marcos, though, will find himself an entry, so maybe, just maybe, there's a way back in here for Avez that they can find perhaps 6 rounds in total for this first half, which, given the current circumstances they're in, would be an acceptable ending. And definitely, well, the most positive of all. There's not even any doubt about that. Oh, high disbalance. He is acutely aware of that red spot. Xbox and CT. Doesn't seem that he's going to be too vigilant of it, though. Spirit taking their time, apparently. Looking to take it easy.
Just drops the smoke. The retreat does not want to overextend. The man advantage they've got so far definitely worth keeping alive here. Bialy, the Molotov, good enough to keep them at bay. Cannot afford to aggress. With 30 seconds on the clock, it seems like Avez might have done just enough here to get themselves through the round. It will have to be a commitment toward the A site here. Idis Balance missing the first shot though, and that'll be a big telltale sign that this round might just already be gone. The corner protected, but wait. Oh my gosh, 4 kills found. They have the bomb, they have the time, and it's all down to Bialy. Trades it into a 1-on-2. He knows where the final player is. He gets spotted as well. A little bit of a tag through the middle. Bialy commits to the fight through the silos, gets the frag, secures the round. 23 health, but he gets away with it.
I'm more shell-shocked that Chopper commits to that one-on-one whilst he is still in heaven, because he can juke him quite easily. Of course, it's not simple, but it's doable. And well, Chopper, confidence is key. Unfortunately, in this case, it kind of drags him down a little bit. But as you said, Bialy pulls it away. He saves the day, and thanks to him, this is not the end of the line yet for Avez. Certainly looked like it though. It might have almost been 10-2, and that would have been devastating, no matter how good one might think they are. In any case, it's of course a rebuy for Spirit. They have themselves enough money to go back into this round effectively. Immediate. And gonna be a bit of a slowdown. Smokes outside being prepared as far as I can tell. They're gonna be trying to smoke out the secret cross, trying to perhaps bait Avez into thinking there's an outside take coming behind all of this. The classical maneuver you usually see the T's do. It's up to the CTs to actually realize whether or not this is a fake. And I think they're reading this pretty well. Well, it looks like it, they're reading pretty well. 3 players on A. So far, they have the defense set up perfectly for this.
Yeah, this is actually quite a solid setup out of Avez here. And Markosh holding down toward ramp. Going to be incredibly difficult to be able to force him out of position. A flashbang will be able to do that. Molotov now in, burning him alive, down to 28. They will spot the info of his retreat as well. Do they check this vent corner though? That is the question. Molotov not going to be used in the right location. Smoke will keep Hey definitely covered off on the corner here. Oh, the angle as well from Markosh working out. Able to take Chopper down. Now comes the rotate. Down to the B bomb site they go. It is safe at least. Mere being able to hold the A main flank might be able to keep them locked in this site for a little longer perhaps. And Bialy, he is that solo B defender. The bomb has to be planted. Needs to stay alive here, but time does manage to escape him just enough to get the plant. A 2-on-3 now here as Magix takes down Navrok. Soon as that door opens, it's going to be information gathered. They hear the vent player as well. That should be the round itself, and Spirit up to 10.
And the worst part of it all is Bialy, he had to survive. And I know it's you know, it's difficult because it would be he would need to juke around the corner, but if he had survived, let's say another 2-3 seconds at the most, he probably would have bought enough time for the bomb not to be able to be planted. If nothing else, you know, he could have sacrificed himself heroically to make sure that the round is secured for Avez. Unfortunate enough that that doesn't happen. Just such a close call, and it's starting to chip them away a little bit here. The sanity starting to kind of dissolve as we do see SDY being taken out by Kyler, though. That's a good start at least. The Deagles certainly have their little charm to them. Unfortunate that it's not really going to make a difference, is it? As Spirit is looking to take the 11th and have a pretty good run on the current set of things. And well, how do you really make this one work is my question in this essence, right? Avez, 3 rounds CT side, that is a scary low amount of rounds that you pick up, and I can only hope that their chaoticness, that their unpredictability will come out in play and enforce on the T side.
That's the scary part, right? The fact that this is Spirit's offensive side, and sure, in a map like Nuke, you know, meta does allow for 9-8 rounds to be at least secured on the T side as a maximum, but Spirit, they are really starting to run this as far away from Avez as humanly possible right now, and with at least plenty of time left on the clock. A single AK retrieved from the dead body of SDY. Is the A-bomb site that will now be put under threat. A simple shutdown, Bialy last man alive. 11-3 going into the final round of the first half. Spirit, they already feel like they might have done enough here to be able to ride out of this map. And Avez, like you say, they've unfortunately just been uncoordinated. Not much of a challenge for a side like Spirit. They've been able to dispatch of them in quite the easy fashion up to now.
Oh, a bit of an expected turnaround, but turn up, but not like Avez are completely impoverished by this. They still have a chance to make it 4-11 and potentially turn it back on the other half, but that chance is getting very small. As by every round they lose, it just diminishes by an additional 10%, sort of to say. Okay, he needs to stay alive if he wants to make sure that this goes well for them. Players moving out of Squeak Key, and that is a good lineup. Finds himself to in main. It's gonna be Marcos that gets caught though. Kyler standing tall towards Hut, making sure that this does not get out of hand. The angle there that he takes is actually quite good. Chopper getting caught whilst traversing through the smoke, and it's gonna be Ida's balance. Spots the player, last one in heaven. Back to a 1-on-1. And there's a minute on the clock. He has the bomb, can drop down safely and decide what the hell he wants to do. Bialy needs to make a run for it. Unfortunately, Bialy cannot make any sound, so he's going to be a little bit late to try and go for the flank. But at least he does not make his position known. Ida's balance. Oh, but he's ready for it. He's waiting for it. Bialy's still too well prepared and is not going to take any chances. Even picks up the AK the last round. 4-11 on the first half. Still a very convincing performance out of Spirit. Time to see the high spirits of Spirit progress forward into the second half onto the CT.
Yeah, it's not going to make too much of a difference, but like you say, the fourth round at least solidifying a better end to the first half, let's say. It's not great though, 4 rounds on a CT side we know is a very low amount. The Magic's having a very solid game, 16 frags on the top of the leaderboard. 14 for Chopper, 11 for K as he does top the CT side, but again, with only 4 rounds by their score at the end of things, it is definitely not looking too solid. CT side for Spirit as well, essentially, if the pistol round goes in their favor, this does get a whole lot harder. 14-4 if they win no force bite is going to be the scoreline before they even head into a bye round, unfortunately, but at the moment, at least, we'll give Spirit the chance here to be able to close out quite the quick game, set up a best of 3 with Secret, of course. That would be their opponent waiting for them if they do take victory here. And a bit of a quiet performance out of Navra. Again, the IGL, sure, but you have to be very careful, especially on a CT. This is probably one of the worst CT side performances that we've seen on a map like Nuke in a long time here in Home Sweet Home. It's definitely not anything to write home about, and Spirit could pretty much write the game off just by winning the pistol here. So it's do or die for Avez, essentially.
Really is, isn't it? And I gotta be honest, this is actually very reminiscent of how Smash lost against Kova on Nuke, that 5-10 half that we're playing. I believe they were also starting on their CT side, if I recall, last week, but either way, yeah, it's definitely been one of the worst ones. In any case, it's going to be the second pistol already starting up. SDY takes down 1. It's going to be SDY with the second. He seems to be deadly accurate, and surely some die young, as K will find himself a return. It's still going to be a 3-on-2. Marcos and K, the bomb yet to be retrieved, as we have Avez now looking to be taken out of the pistol round, and indeed they will be. And that is the second pistol to Spirit as well. Avez, now cause for concern should be raised, as you said, right? They lose the pistol, they find themselves on a potential eco moving forward, almost certainly an eco actually. And after that, it's, you know, it's 13-4 before you actually have a buy going in, and then that buy, if it doesn't work, you're potentially faced with the music and with the fat lady singing. But in any case, let's see how this goes, as it's a full eco with a few deagles to support it and P250s. Well, just the one deagle and one P250 actually.
A bit of a lackluster investment, but of course it's second round. What do you expect? Unfortunately, K, beautiful headshot. Here already taken out of the half, or the round, sorry. Magic's on the flank, though. Able to return himself one as they will aggress Magic's with the second and third as well. Doing a great deal of damage. Do not want to challenge K, though. He's got 3 kills already. With Kyler sneaking around toward outside, this could definitely benefit them here, although SDY, he's got himself into a very solid position. As soon as K does look to cross, does he check the angle? That is the all-important question here. Oh, of course he does. K, there's the 4K. Oh dear. This is definitely doable now. K on for the ace as well, scarily. Bomb will go down. Plant from him as well. Kyler inside of heaven. Good dispatch.
Let's see.
Able to find the first. A one-on-one now, definitely looking probable.
Thing is, Kyler only has a P250 already being spotted as well. But there is no kit. That's the thing. Although Kyler widens the gap and still wins the duel. What? Okay. Kyler, I want to have your config, buddy, because that was pretty insane, pretty good. You know, you would have never thought that having a pistol, a P250, and then he widens it fully, completely unexpected turn of events as Chopper gets surprised himself, not expecting that. And well, it works like a charm. The 5th round is, well, the 5th point to Avez as Spirit are now caught in a bit of a whirlwind themselves, a force by return. As Magix drops the M4 to Mir, the rest having to play with only Deagles and Kevlars. This is certainly a surprise, a welcome one, but a surprise nonetheless.
Yeah, very, very weird turn of events here. The fact that now Spirit are down to a force buy of their own, the Deagles in their hands for this one. See what they can bring to the table, what they can muster up here, but still, so far looking like a decent run of rounds for Avez on the way. If they win this one, chance, of course, to get themselves up to 12-7 before the rebuy of Spirit. Nevertheless, aggro push out of this CT side. There's the first, the second as well. Oh dear, I disbalance with one.
Oh yeah.
And sure, Navrot does find a trade, but as it's down to a 4-on-2, seems like Spirit now back to winning ways as they will look to again.
See, that's just the one thing that really makes me wonder at times is, you know, a team losing against a pistol round or pistols and Kevlars, even then having only a few workable pistols and Kevlars, it is kind of scary. But then that same team making the return journey with their own pistols, it shows to tell how little respect teams do put up against pistols themselves. It really does. Like how little effectively they think about having to handle against pistols. Because in a way, if we really look at it, pistols are scarier than gun rounds. At least in gun rounds, you know kind of what you will get, or you know what to kind of expect. Against pistols, you have no idea what will be thrown against you and how your opponents will be playing against you. And I think that's an element most teams tend to forget or ignore, and it really shows that they are paying the price for it. And you know, Spirit are no different to that regard, and I think Smash would have a lot to tell there. Definitely a lot to speak about. And there's many others we can of course keep on counting in, but
yeah,
point in hand is I think too little respect is being given to pistols. And you know, at times maybe too much is also not good, but you definitely have to keep a fair and respectable distance that does keep you alive at all times, which is the most important part at the end.
Oof, Yali just managed to at least trade one of the kills with the AK. These pistols at distance might be a little bit too weak to muster up here. I disbalance able to take out one as well. Back to a 4-on-2 as Tyler does get taken out of the round. 14-5, looking likely. 15 on the way as well, perhaps. Markosh, last man alive, does manage to take out Magix, but in a 1-on-3, definitely does have his work cut out. 14-5. Spirit down on to a single round away from map point here. And Avez, what do they even do? They've again, got a decision on their hands. Do they force into protecting
surely
the
not,
lead?
right?
Looking like they're going to just go for a half buy. A little bit of an eco. No Kevlar invested.
Yeah.
15-5 looking likely. It's 10 rounds in a row for Avez if they want to get back into this game.
I mean, if we look at historical performances, certainly Avez have been, Pistols have had more success than anything else.
Yeah.
So, you know, I wouldn't put it past them that they can win this, but then again, if they want to have any chance of winning this series and this best of one in particular, they will need good weapons. They will need good firepower. Unfortunately for K, he can't even plant, so no AWPs coming out, no such luck to be had. Nonetheless, you know, I respect that they are taking this seriously, that they didn't force up just for the sake of it to try and maybe stop the 15th from coming up. They know that there's very little chance they would have in denying the 15 for Spirit. But with a full buy, maybe, just maybe, 10 rounds in a row is not impossible. And certainly we've seen it done before. Ooh la la, eye disbalance though, taking a shot, being blinded by Kyler. Will be going for the offensive
chopper.
take. Oh,
The
Marcos.
Molotov.
Yeah, I mean, he plants the bomb at least, right? But it's a 5-on-2. Ladies and gentlemen, we know where this is headed. And that's a wrap, sir and sirs. That is going to be a wrapperoo. As Bialy cannot get there in time, no matter what he does. He finds one more, but he burns in the end. 16-5 is your final score for Nuke, ladies and gentlemen. Spirit will close it out with quick succession.